Have you ever wondered why certain people work really hard but fail to achieve success? Then there are those who work very less, relatively less committed, but achieve the same results as success. Then of course there are those who work hard and achieve success as well, no doubt, as well as people who work less and quite rightly don't achieve success. But what is at play here? Is there a blueprint or a roadmap which we can follow? You know what, we follow these steps, you can become successful? Or is it got to do with the amount of qualifications that you hold? Or your accessibility to resources, the advantages, the benefits and the privileges you have? Nor is it your footprint of your network, the amount of people and the relationships and the amount of connections you have? Or is it just plain old, as viewed by many, just work hard? So if it is that, then it's very easy. You just have to work hard and the success is guaranteed. So it doesn't work like that in reality. So is it got to do with then forces which are outside our control, like karma, destiny, fate? You will learn that there is no magic sauce to achieving success. Years of studies and research about successful people have made me come to the conclusion that it revolves around what I like to term as probability matrix. A matrix where there are 4 areas or essentials or elements which, if you can increase the probability of each of these elements, there's a greater chance that you can achieve success. So let's look at those 4 essentials one by one. One is known as talent. Now this is what you bring through the energies of the universe. A lot of people will call he's gifted. We all hear this term, oh, he's a very talented person. It's a natural flair, the instincts that you have. Now what is sad about is that a lot of people go through life never discovering their true potential or talent. And another segment is that they discover their true potential, but they don't invest time and money and effort in nurturing and harnessing their talent. These are various forms of aptitude that you have without any involvement of skill development or training. For example, your creativity, people engagement ability, your numerical prowess, or maybe your analytical capabilities. There are so many. So if you don't really find those and nurture them, you owe it to yourself that if you don't do it, is absolutely a shame, because it's been given to you as a gift. Sometimes they can relate it to your genetics as well. May not be the case always. So sometimes what happens in life is that you have been forced to go on another path instead of really facilitating and complementing your talents. For example, you'll be forced to go or take up a profession in medicine, become a doctor, whereas your true talent may be in the areas of creativity. So that could have deprived you becoming successful in the area or in the creative industry. And also another peer influence that happens, where if the parents and the generations of parents are in a certain profession like lawyers or in a legal profession, obviously the offspring, the children also not forced but get influenced to go in that profession, whereas the skill could be in numerics or data analytics, where he or she could have had a greater successful career in IT or any other numerical related industries. So it's very important that you understand what are your capabilities, and in your selection criteria, in what you want to do with your life, you increase the probability that if you complement your talents in your career decisions. Now this also extends to sports as well. Now for example, if we look at Nadal, when he was very young, when he picked up a racket, he never looked back, and his mobility, his reflection time, he nurtured on that, and his skill was improved because he made a conscious effort to harness those skills. and we saw the genius at work and became one of the legends of the game. Then we have our own son Jayasuriya. I mean, he could have just settled in to become a medical batsman or a bowler, but he just allowed his talent, his natural flair to flourish, his hands to eye coordination. So as a result, he changed the game, and in the process become extremely successful and very wealthy. So another good example from sports is about talk about Michael Schumacher. When he was young, he used to do go-karting, and his parents actually helped support his hobby. But most parents will say, you know what, it's speed, it's risky. So he built on his natural talent and flair of his coordinations, all that, and became one of the greatest 8-time world champion. So it's very important that most of us, we find that we get stuck in our jobs which we don't like, because there is a discrepancy between your talent and what you do for a living. So very important that you first figure out what the talent is and then nurture it. Number 2 is skills. Now skills represents acquired skills or competencies. This you don't inherit it from anywhere. You don't bring that from outside. It's not part of your DNA. So you can actually earn enormous wealth and be extremely successful through developing a particular craft. A lot of people, I would say 95% of the people, not that they don't have a talent, probably they have not discovered their talent, is in this segment. So it's very important that you develop your skills, and you can make it informal because there is so much of access to data, information and intelligence through internet. So you can self-learn, or you make it official by making it evidence on paper through qualifications. So either way, you develop your skills, you can reach out and become extremely successful in any other field. Now, for example, whether it would be engineer or accountant or a software developer or agriculturalist, what is unique about skills is that the career trajectory is very open and very transparent. You are well aware of that control environment. You know your phases that you need to cover. For example, accountant, if you want to be a CFO, you know what he needs to do. What are the skill levels you need to improve? For example, if you're an IT person, if you want to be a CTO or CIO, then you know exactly what sort of training skills that you need to develop. So it's very transparent. So and a lot of people in the world have gone through this, opted for this route and become extremely successful. And as I said, most of us fall into this particular segment. Now imagine a situation that your skills that you acquired complements your talent. That increases your probability, because that will be a natural drive for you to be extremely successful, because there's an element of that your natural flow which complements your skills that you earn. So make sure that if you can get that combination here, your odds become that much improved and your probability of success increases. Number 3 is called passion. Now usually this is the underlying layer which holds together so many things. It's the glue, it's the fire that burns within you. It comes out in the form of commitment, resilience, perseverance, never giving up attitude. So all these are the right mindset. Everything comes down to your passion. Passion is not about just how much you like it. It's beyond just your level of interest. It's what you really want to do, right? It's such state of congruence where mind and body speaks the same language. So when you come to passion, it's about how bad you want it, right? So it's not about just self-belief that you can do it. It's also you feel that when you're passionate, you deserve that. So that's an amazing space to be in. So imagine a situation that you have talent and you're nurturing through your skills, and you're passionate about it. How much probability will increase your probability, achieving success? Because in any business or in a career field, a salaried employee too, there are so many challenges that come. But if you're really passionate, you'll find creativity and innovation to find out what are the antidotes. Because there will be truckloads of problems that are going to come and face you. But you need to have that inner drive and the passion to come up with solution. So combining these 3 elements will, increase that much your probability of success, because that is hardwired in your mind. A lot of people with with preliminary degree or even with no degree have gone in to change the world simply based on little bit of talent or great talent as well as loads of passion. People like Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, all these guys, equipped with the basic IT or physics or a math degree or science, they have gone on to change the way we live and now addressing problems which matter humanity in the area of renewable energy, space travel, the survival of species like multiplanetary options. So it's simply because they are driven by a particular cause, and that is very innate. So very important that you have passion. As I said, it's not about just liking, that you need to feel in your bones that this you want to do with your life. So number 4 and the final element in the probability matrix is called consciousness, which is actually karma. What does that mean? It's about how righteous you are and how you make a living, in the right way. Have you had this experience where we come across certain people in our lives that is very talented, he's skilled, he has developed his skill and further his skill, and he's very passionate about it, but he has not achieved the success he deserves. He has achieved success, but not what he should have. So what is the missing link here? We have come across this phase that what goes around comes around. What you give, only what you get. It holds true. You have to have a personality with right values. Whatever you do, you got to make sure that karma is on your side, is favoring you. Right? For example, build in. Try and avoid being envious of others, being jealous or dishonest. Building that humility, selflessness, and reach out to people both emotionally and financially when they need. Try this out sometimes. The reaction you get, the emotional feedback that you get is amazing. You cannot replicate that. It cannot be substituted. You feel really good about it. So it's very important that you always think of others, help others. Because these karmic forces, operate and influence us in two ways. One is that there are certain karmas which, previous life, I believe that, which you can't really change, but you can mitigate or reduce the impact by focusing on now. Be a right person, do the right things. And this is the fourth missing link in the probability matrix. So there you go. So you find that there is no magical dust that you can sprinkle and become successful. The only tool available for you is the probability matrix. So by taking care of and focusing our energies in trying to improve and increase the percentages of all the 4 probabilities or the essentials will get you and increase your chances of becoming successful, because life itself is a game of probability. May the odds be in favor of you.